Hello, good night. My name is TJ. Welcome to Foreignfx LiquidityWave. Trying to figure out how to look at the camera the right way. Today, I'm gonna try my best to go in depth, breaking down my tool that I have created. So it's currently 9:20 p.m. EST. Again, today is Thursday, July 16, 2026. So, Foreignfx LiquidityWave. So, first thing I must say, I've been trading the financial market for 3+ years. This year gonna make 4 years. So this system isn't a system or a algorithmic that's been made over a month, 2 month. You know, this is knowledge of 3+ experience. So that's the mindset behind my tool. Now, my tool it is based on raw price action. So you could say I've identified a pattern within the financial market that's been repeated over years, decades, for however long you think the market has been around. So with that knowledge, all I did was create a code which could mirror what I look for in the market, if that makes sense. Now, this tool, it doesn't take away the trader work, or it does. I'm gonna say it is like 50-50. It's not something that's gonna give you result within 5 days, a year. What I'm trying to say is this isn't a system that gets you profitable very quick, gets you rich overnight. I'm not here to promote or give you false information. I'm just showing you my thought process of using this tool that I create and how you as a viewer could utilize it as well. The only requirement I would ask of you is to give me your feedback, your honest feedback as a on a user standpoint. Is it difficult to use? What should I improve to make the user experience more easier? And send me your wins, losses also, so I could get positive feedback, not just from my result alone. So now let's go into the tool. Now I have a smart panel. So if you look to the right of my chart where the cursor is at, you can see we have a smart panel. So we have the bias, pattern, phase, entry, and then we have the pip. So every asset has a different pip count. So it has a extra add-ons where you could title with it, change the settings for whatever asset you're trading. Now it has two main take profit. It has a 75 pip take profit, and it has a 175 pip as the final take profit. Now it is coded to give the user a visual entry point, a visual stop area, and a visual area to exit. So I'm gonna identify those area, and let me label it as well. So this would be TP1. We're gonna make that big so you can see. All right, that's good. And then right here would be entry. So this would be the visual entry. This would be your stop. So SL, that means stop. And then if we go lower, this would be TP2. So you see we have your SL, which is your stop. So this area is where you would get out of the trade if you're wrong. Entry, this is the visual area where you would enter the trade. TP1 is the visual exit point where you would get out of the trade if you're correct for profit. And if you're confident enough or want to hold to TP2, you could trail your stop to TP2. Now, I've coded this tool with a 15 pip stop, so we'll put it right there, and a 75 pip take profit. So we're gonna make sure it's correct. So visually, this would be a 1 to 5 trade. If you have taken this trade, it would be a 1 to 5 at TP1. Going to TP2, it would be a 1 to 11. So for those that do not understand risk to reward, or RR, when I say R multiple, so the short explanation for R multiple is basically your risk to reward ratio. It's highlighted there. So basically, whatever you're risking, you're gonna get 5%, 5 times what you risk, or 11 times what you risk. So if you risk 1%, for example, $100, you'll return, your return for 5% would be $500. So you risk 100, you make $500 on that $100 risk. If you owe to TP2, you'll make $1,000 on that $100 risk. Now, manually, when I execute my trades, I use a 7 pip stop. So manually, when I trade, I use a 7 pip stop rather than using that visual stop that the algo provide. I'm gonna go more in depth on that as well. So what has changed? The risk to reward has changed. So at TP2, rather than getting a 11% return on a 1% risk, you will now get a 23% return. And if we go to TP1, so at TP1, rather than get a 5% return with a 15 pip stop, using a 7 pip stop, you'll get a 10% return. So nothing drastically has changed in terms of the pip count. The pip count remains the same, but you enter with a tighter stop. Now, there is 2 ways you could enter. So the 2 ways you could enter, the first entry would be at that visual entry. So entry 1, we're gonna make that red, making sure you can see. So entry 1, that's the visual area that the tool has print for you to enter. And over the period of creating this tool, I've been testing to figure out what is the sweet spot. What area does price pull back to give a precise entry? Does price pull back 50%, 60% before the initial move? Now, I figured, why try to chase a precise entry rather than figuring out or position yourself to take the right trade? So I no longer chase to have a precise entry. I chase to have the right entry. So the right entry consists of having two entry points. So the second entry point would be from the visual entry that the algo prints. You're gonna measure 8.5 pip buffer from that area, and your second position would be right there. And remember, manually I use a 7 pip take profit, and we are still going for 75 pip, which will give us 10% return, and we're still going for 175 pip, which is going to give us 23% return. Now the question you would ask me is, how am I going to take two position and not blow my account? So the ideology behind it is, if you're risking 1%, and I am telling you that you would need, or it's gonna require you to put two position in, a entry at the visual area that the algo prints, and a entry at that 8.5 buffer. All it's gonna require is splitting your position into two. So your initial risk is 1%. So you already condition your mind that you're gonna risk $100 on one single trade per day. Now, because you're gonna take two position, you're gonna split that 100 into 50. So it would be 0.5% for the first entry, 0.5% for the second entry. So second entry. Now the way that works is, let me take out my calculator for this. So where's the calculator? Now overall, we're gonna say overall, so overall we're gonna make $500. So the first position lose, so you lose 0.5%, you're down $50. The second position win, you have made $500. Now your loss would be covered because you would be in profit of $450. Now in the worst case scenario, both position loss, you would be down $100. So for the day, you're still at your loss limit of $100. And the bright side, if you won the trade on the second position, you would have been up $450. Not all the time price is gonna violate the first entry, but to be on the safe side, so you could capitalize off the move for the right direction, you're gonna have two position in, which will be equal to 1% per trade. Simple as that. Now I won't just give you the tool without guidance. I will be on a call with you weekly. Whenever you need me, I'll try my best to be available, but definitely weekly, so we all could go over the tool together, the right guidance and how to use the tool, how to set it up. Now this tool is a invite only, so it requires you to have a paid subscription and TradingView. Also, disclaimer, I am not here to sell you anything. I am not here to sell you any false dreams or none of that. This is not something I am demanding you to pay for or asking you to pay for. That's not a requirement. The only thing is required is for you to reach out to me, let me know that you're interested and you have a paid subscription. I'll send the invite to you. We'll go on a call. I'll show you how to set it up. And at the end of the day, the only thing I ask is to get your honest feedback on the tool and your result. So currently, the next thing I should highlight is, it doesn't matter which time frame you're on, the tool will always be showing on the time frame. So if you go to the 12, we're on the 12. Look into our left, you can see right here were some position. We go to the daily, and the daily you can see where some position right there. The 1 hour, some position right there as well. Even on the 15, you're gonna see once the position is there. So I'm looking to see if there's any. So on the 15, there's no position on this particular asset, but if I go to another one, it would be there. Now, I don't personally trade it on the 15-minute. The lowest I'll go is the 1 hour. And the next thing to highlight is, once you have the tool, you're just gonna go to alert. You're gonna find the algo, then you're gonna click on the algo, then you're gonna go all the way to live by alert. So this, it takes away the time that you would spend at the chart looking for a setup. You just put your buy or sell alert and the pair that you're looking to trade, and once that pair has all the requirement, you're gonna get that alert on your phone, on your laptop, wherever, and then it will take you to it. So if I go to alert, so you can see these are the previous alerts. So any pair I click on, it's gonna show the alerts. So right there we have an alert. Go to another one, we have an alert. Go to another one, we have an alert there. Go to another one, alert there. Another one, alert there. So that's the introduction for Foreignfx LiquidityWave. I really appreciate you taking your time out to watch this video. I hope this video is very informative to you and you understand what I was explaining in this video. Again, please leave a like, comment down below, let me know if you're interested or not until there is further update. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all in another one.